Prashanta, can you hear me? Krishna, can you hear me? Mr. Abhay, can you hear me? If you guys can hear me, please type in S in the chat window for the confirmation, please. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Abhay. Prashanta, can you hear me? Good morning, folks. First of all, I will welcome you all for this SAP HANA 1.0 with Service Pack 8 demo session. I appreciate your time on this weekend, taking the time and joining for this demo session. Before starting the session today, let me introduce myself. A brief introduction about myself. My name is Eliaz. I am the instructor for this course. I did master's degree in computer applications. I started my career as a Java developer in 1998. Then I switched to SAP in 2000 as a developer in SD, MM, FI modules. From 2002 onwards, I am working as a BW consultant. So in BW, I started working with 2.0B version, then 3.x version and BW 7.x version. My current project with BW 7.4 with SAP HANA and SAP BOBI. So in BW, I am basically a techno-functional consultant. So technical side, my expertise ABAP with BW, complex transformations using ABAP, writing very complex routines, functional modules, development of functional modules, BAD, user exist. Functional side, developing the complete in and out data flows, starting from business requirement gathering, modeling, reporting for SDs reports, MM reports, and FI reports, and CRM reports. So when SAP acquired the business objects in 2008, from 2008 onwards, I am working as a BW business objects consultant. So in business objects, I started working with XI R2 versions, then BOBI XI 3.0, XI 3.1, SAP BOBI 4.0 and 4.1. So not only I worked with SAP BOBI tools, business objects ETL tools like business object data services and business objects EPM tools like SAP BOPC. In business objects, my specialization is designing the universes on top of SAP HANA, up to XI 3.1 designing the universes on top of BW Bex queries, designing the universes on top of non-SAP source system, and report development using WebI, Crystal reports, dashboard design, business object explorer, and business object design studio. I am a certified SAP HANA consultant. I have total 3 years of experience in SAP HANA, starting with support pack 2 and current support pack 8. So before starting working in SAP HANA, I completed 2 POC projects in SAP HANA for a big 5 consulting company. My specializations in SAP HANA, loading the data from different source systems to SAP HANA using business object data services, and setting and configuration of SLT, writing the ABAP includes in SLT, modeling, very complex modeling, designing very complex models for finance scenarios, controlling scenarios, sales scenarios, inventory scenarios, as well as for CRM scenarios, reporting on top of SAP HANA using SAP BOBI 4.0 and 4.1, and using all new reporting tools on top of SAP HANA, including Business Object Design Studio for BI Mobile, and SAP Predictive Analysis and SAP Lumira. So my functional experience includes finance, controlling, sales and distribution, material management. I have been working with these areas since last 12 to 14 years. So I trained almost more than 4,000 students across North America, in US and Canada, and given corporate training for very big 5 companies, consulting companies, big 5 consulting companies, and other consulting companies in New York, New Jersey, and Dallas, in other states of US. So this is my teaching experience in various modules of SAP, like SAP ABAP 9 years, BW with starting with 2.x to current version 7.4 11 years, SAP BW with CRM 6 years because my specialization with BW is CRM, BW with SAP HANA 3 years, and BOBI 8 years, BOBI with SAP HANA 3 years, and SAP HANA in various support packs 3 years. So these are my certifications. I am a certified BW, HANA, Business Objects, Quality Center. Okay, all these are in all these areas I have certifications. So these are the some of the clients we will do the placements for our students. Currently, I am leading a team for one of our pharma clients in New Jersey. So the client is using SAP HANA 1.0 with Service Package and SAP BOBI 4.1 and BW 7.0 with Service Pack 5. This is a brief introduction about myself, folks. Now you guys can introduce yourself, your experience, if you have any other experience in IT, especially in SAP, okay, in any area of SAP or any tools, data warehousing tools of SAP. We'll start with Mr. Abhay. Mr. Abhay, can you please introduce yourself? I invited you.
Yeah. Hi, good morning. My name is Abhay.
Good morning, Abhay.
I'm working as a software engineer at iGet, and most of the like main thing is my specialization in ASP.NET and SQL Server. So I'm thinking to move to SAP HANA.
Oh, very good.
So,
Mr. Krishna, can you please introduce yourself? Mr. Krishna, can you hear me? Mr. Krishna, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, Krishna. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Krishna, we can hear you, please.
Fine. I'm working as a basis consultant.
Okay.
So I work in a couple of companies like Accenture, Bank of America. Right now, I would like to know something about HANA. That's it.
Okay. Okay. Good. Today's our class agenda is, first we'll start with course roadmap. So what is the purpose of course roadmap is, what are the topics we'll be covering in this course? HANA is very vast. So in which prospect we are learning SAP HANA? Okay, because HANA can be used as an accelerator, HANA can be used as a data mart, HANA can be used as an underlying database for BW, okay, HANA cloud. There are various prospects of SAP HANA. SAP HANA landscape is very vast, my friends, to tell you the truth. So course roadmap will give a clear idea what are the topics we will be learning in this course and in which direction we are moving ahead as far as HANA is concerned. Second, I will give a brief introduction to SAP HANA. Then we will move on to SAP HANA product prerequisites and career prospects. Then finally, spend significant amount of time in the question and answer. Well, before starting the course roadmap, what are the topics we will be learning in this course? I would like to give a brief overview, a brief product strategy of SAP HANA. Once we have a clear understanding of product strategy of SAP HANA, that help you a lot to understand the course roadmap and why we designed the course, okay, map like this. Okay, why we are learning these contents? After learning these course contents, what type of jobs you can target in the market? Well, SAP HANA, High Performance Analytical Appliance, is a technology which allows the processing of huge quantity of real-time data in the main memory of the server to provide the near-time results from the transactions. Now at this point of time, this definition is too technical for me. We'll leave this definition. First of all, we'll focus on what are the challenges and consequences an enterprise is facing at this point of time as a result of big data, high volume of data, which leads to a big data solutions like SAP HANA. So first of all, we'll focus on what is the current day scenario in an enterprise and why an enterprise required a big data solutions like HANA, Hadoop, HP Vertica, okay, EMC Greenplum and all. As a result of globalization, as the enterprises started operations in different states within the country, in different countries within the continent, in different continents across the globe, the enterprise data spread across different geographical locations. And at the same time, the data is in different systems, in different formats. This is nothing but information explosion. If you look at this scenario, you name any companies, most of the companies, okay, they have the operations in different states within the country, different countries within the continent, and different continents across the globe. So when the enterprise data spread across different geographical locations, in different formats, in different systems, like this, what are the challenges, what are the consequences they are facing as a result of information explosion? The enterprise is facing as a result of information explosion. Complex system landscape. If you look at this, cost profitability analysis data in a database, sales order data in a data warehousing application, planning data in a data warehousing application, and they have some data in file formats, file system, some data in the form of tweets in the Twitter, in form of text in Facebook. So the data is spread across in different geographical, different formats, in different systems, means the client landscape is very complex. From such a complex system landscape, getting the information and providing the right information to the right people on right time is one of the biggest challenges. The business users in any enterprise require the information on their fingertips. Means every business user, starting from managing directors of a company, CEOs of a company, department heads, finance manager, sales manager, they require reports and analysis for effective decision making. Unless until the reports and analysis are not ready, the business users cannot take the decisions blindly. They need an effective analysis for decision making process. And massive growth of data volume. After this social media revolution and smartphones, the volume of data generated by the enterprises are really high, and the data is growing rapidly. One of the statistics indicates whatever the data we have, the world's entire data, 90% of the entire world's data generated within the span of last 2.5 to 3 years. Just imagine how fast the data is growing. Massive growth of data volume. Within a year, within 9 months to 12 months, okay, within 9 months to 18 months period of time, the enterprise data doubles. Not only the challenges, look at the consequences. Lack of responsiveness, user frustration. Suppose if I am executing a query on top of such a high volume of data and the query is taking a long time to execute, the users who are waiting for that query response, they will get frustrated. Unsupportable business process, lack of transparency. Whenever we have such a complex landscape, we don't have much transparency. Need for aggregation. Outdated figures. Guessing the current situation is very difficult. And if you don't have a single point of access to the entire enterprise data, if you don't have a reactive business model, the enterprise is going to miss the opportunities. If we are not able to take the decisions on time, our competitors will take our opportunities. We cannot sustain in the market. We cannot give tough competition to our competitors. So these many challenges, these many consequences, the enterprises are facing as a result of information explosion, as a result of high volume of data. Apart from these challenges and the consequences, there is one more big, one of the biggest challenge is getting the real-time data for real-time analytics for the business users from such a complex landscape. Now here we will understand, first of all, in an enterprise, what type of reports the business required. This is a company started in 2010. Their fiscal year starts in July, ends in June. Means they have 4 fiscal years of data. That is called historical data. The business users require reports on company's historical data. Why the business user require reports on historical data? For a certain type of decision making process. First, for forecasting, budgeting, trend analysis, planning. For all these type of decision making process, the business user required reports on historical data. I will give a simple example. Now 2014 Christmas is, we are approaching 2014 Christmas. Walmart, Fortune 1 company, world's biggest retail company. They are busy with, the managers of Walmart are very busy because they have to take the decisions what type of gift items they have to introduce for this coming Christmas, for teenagers, for adults, for senior citizens, for kids, 5 to 10 years age group, 3 to 5 years age group. How they are going to take the decisions, how they are going to forecast. They will go back to 2013 Christmas data. They will, they ask their data warehousing consultants to generate the reports on 2013 Christmas data, 2012 Christmas data, 2011 Christmas data if required. By analyzing all these historical data, they can take the decision about the gift items and gift articles they have to introduce for this coming Christmas. That makes sense because historical data is always an asset for a company. By analyzing that historical data, the business user can make effective decision in order to improve the business, for business growth, for enterprise growth. On the other hand, the business users also require reports on real-time data. What is real-time data? Suppose this is a transactional system of a company, a point of sales application. Once the transaction is saved in this transactional system, I need that transaction right away for my reporting. That's it. Reports on up-to-date data. Reports on latest data. Real-time analytics. This is real-time analytics. Reports on up-to-date data. This is the real-time analytics. When a company is having such a complex landscape, getting the real-time data for real-time analytics is very difficult. See, expectation to make the decision in real time. The business user requires real-time reports for some spontaneous decision making. For example, in order status tracking reports, in inventory monitor level reports, in delivery status tracking reports, the business user required latest data, up-to-date data. When a company is using traditional databases, traditional tools to manage such a high volume of data, such a big data, it's very cost effective. Using traditional databases, traditional tools is very cost effective of large data volume. So cost effective management of large data volume. Current and complete information is very difficult, and if you are executing a query on top of such a high volume of data using traditional databases and traditional tools, it will take a long time to execute the query. And the users who are waiting for the response, they will get frustrated. First of all, we have to understand why using traditional databases and traditional tools, why we have these many bottlenecks for the performance. What are the major bottlenecks for the performance? In the sense, we need to have a clear picture how a traditional database will work. In any traditional database, so I will call a traditional database as XRDBMS, like SQL Server, Oracle, any traditional database, IBM DB2. The primary persistence of the data is hard drive. So what is hard drive? It's a mechanical device. And this is a CPU or processor. And this is a RAM, which is main memory, random access memory. So whenever we require the data for processing, the data for reports, the processor will read the data from hard drive by performing disk IOs. Then the data will be loaded into RAM. Once the data is available in RAM, then this data is available for the reporting. This is the traditional analytics. Traditional analytics means when you are using traditional databases, traditional tools. This is the way how it operates. Here, what are the major bottlenecks is disk IOs, which reduce your performance. In order to perform the disk IOs on a mechanical device like hard drive, it required significant amount of time. On the other hand, we'll understand how a in-memory database will work. What is the in-memory analytics? In any in-memory database like SAP HANA, not only SAP HANA, you name any other in-memory database, the primary persistence of the data is not the hard drive. The primary persistence of the data in any in-memory database is RAM. The complete data resides in the RAM itself, in main memory itself. And we don't require any disk IOs. The data is available for reporting, the data is available for calculations directly from main memory. This is called in-memory analytics. What is in-memory analytics or what is in-memory reporting? We'll store the we'll use a in-memory database and we'll store the data, complete data in the main memory of the server, and we will use that data for the reporting directly from the main memory. That is in-memory analytics. This is traditional analytics and this is in-memory analytics. In-memory analytics always very faster when comparing with traditional analytics. As far as SAP HANA is concerned, SAP HANA is not only an in-memory database. HANA can fully leverage the new software technology innovations and new hardware technology innovations, which makes HANA super duper fast. Apart from this in-memory capabilities, HANA can fully leverage new software technology innovations and new hardware technology innovations. So we will go through what are the new software technology and new hardware technology innovations that HANA can fully leverage, which makes HANA super duper fast. Now, what are the challenges, what are the consequences? Just now we discussed. These challenges, these consequences can be overcome with SAP HANA. How? Your reality with SAP HANA. Groundbreaking in-memory innovations. SAP HANA is a in-memory database. The complete data resides in the main memory of the server. Second, now the company, they have the data as a result of information explosion. The data is spread across different geographical locations in different formats in different systems. Now they want to extract the data from different source systems to SAP HANA, and the enterprise need a single point of access to entire enterprise data. Flexible. You can load the data from any source system to SAP HANA. Starting from flat files, data warehousing applications, databases, ERP systems, SAP ERPs, non-SAP ERPs, you name any system. You can load the data to SAP HANA. Unfortunate, our HANA sandbox is down today. Otherwise, I would have logged into the server. I would have shown. And one of the biggest strengths of SAP HANA is real-time data. You can get the real-time data. The business user not only requires the reports on historical data. The business user requires reports on real-time data also. Real-time access to your transactional data from any source, that can be SAP or non-SAP. Speed-wise, 3,600 times faster when comparing with traditional analytics. Traditional analytics, in-memory analytics. Why in-memory analytics is always faster when comparing with traditional analytics? Because in in-memory analytics, the data is directly available from RAM. And as far as HANA is concerned, not only HANA supports in-memory capabilities because it's an in-memory database, apart from in-memory capabilities, HANA can fully leverage new software technology innovations and new hardware technology innovations, which makes HANA super duper fast. And what is the speed factor? The speed factor is 3,600 times faster when comparing with traditional analytics. So What are the challenges the companies are facing? All the challenges we can overcome. Look at this. We can load the data from any source system to SAP HANA. So we have single point of access to entire enterprise data. So we can provide immediate results to the business users. It doesn't matter how fast your data is growing. HANA is one of the solutions for the big data. It can accommodate terabytes, petabytes of data. It's very fast. Okay. We have much transparency, and we can get the real-time data. See, look at all the challenges, consequences as of now the enterprises are facing. They can overcome by using SAP HANA as their big data solution. Now we'll see the history of SAP HANA. SAP released SAP HANA in 2010 November. HANA High Performance Analytical Appliance 1.0 Service Pack 0. That is the first public release. Then Service Pack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The current one is 8. Released by SAP in May 31st of this year, 2014. Just let me try. Can I use another sandbox so that I can show you the HANA server? Give me 2 minutes, folks, only 2 minutes. Come on. No luck. Okay. Now, why SAP released SAP HANA? What is the purpose of SAP HANA? Now, this is the time to talk about the big data. Now, since the starting of the session, I am referring to big data, high volume of data. Okay, now we'll talk about the big data. Big data refers the data sets that exceeds the ability of commonly used tools and commonly used databases. What is a big data? Big data is a size of data that exceeds the ability of commonly used tools and commonly used databases, traditional databases. While no formal definition based on size exists, these data sets typically reach terabytes, petabytes, or even exabytes. SAP has positioned SAP HANA as one of the solutions for the big data. What is a big data project? Suppose a company is dealing with a high volume of data. For example, a financial institute, a insurance company, okay, a telecom company, or a retail company, or an oil and gas company, a social media company. What is a big data project is? The companies which are dealing with the high volume of data, and if they are using traditional databases, traditional tools, we know what are the consequences. We know what are the challenges they are facing. They don't use these traditional databases, traditional tools to manage the big data. They will use special tool, special technologies, special databases which are available to store their big data. It's nothing but big data project. First and famous technology available for storing the big data, Apache Hadoop, which is a cluster-based solution. Second, SAP HANA, which is an in-memory based solution, very fast. Means the complete data resides in the main memory. HP Vertica. EMC Greenplum. So these are the different tools and technologies available for storing the big data. But as of now, there are two big data tools leading in the market. One is Apache Hadoop, second one is SAP HANA. Apache Hadoop cluster-based solution means we will store the big data in a network of computers. Here we will store the big data in completely main memory of the server. And there are companies who are using Hadoop and HANA both for storing the big data. So SAP has positioned SAP HANA its big data solution at low end of the scale. Well, at launch, SAP HANA started with 1 terabyte of RAM, supporting up to 5 terabytes of uncompressed data. Whenever we are storing the data in SAP HANA, the data will be stored in compressed format using column-based tables. Means if you have 1 terabyte of memory in 1 terabyte of RAM in SAP HANA, it doesn't mean you can store only 1 terabyte of data, because the data will be stored in compressed format. Example, if you have 1 terabyte of data in traditional database, if you are loading the same data to SAP HANA, that will become approximately 100 GB. That's it. Because in SAP HANA, the data will be stored in compressed format using column-based tables. In 2011, hardware with 8 terabyte of RAM became available, which supported up to 40 terabytes of uncompressed data. 2 years, you can say 2.5 years old statistics. May 2012, excuse me. In May 2012, SAP built an HANA appliance in collaboration with IBM. What is our main memory size? 100 terabytes of main memory. That too, this is 2.5 year old statistics, my friends. Now we are in almost ending of 2014. So see how many hundreds of terabytes of RAM HANA can support. And the project in charge, Hasso Plattner, claimed that this HANA system with 100 terabytes of main memory, that too 100 terabytes means you cannot store only 100 terabytes of data. The data in SAP HANA is compressed format. The system was big enough to run 8 largest SAP customers. So one SAP HANA is capable of accommodating 8 largest SAP customers, means 8 big companies' data. Who is the largest customer for SAP? Fortune 100 companies, Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 1000 companies. So in one HANA appliance, capable of storing 8 big companies' data. Okay, up to support pack 2. What is the product strategy of SAP HANA? Up to support pack 2, HANA can be used as a data mart. What is HANA as a data mart? HANA as a data mart means HANA as one of the solution for the big data. Whenever a company is using HANA as a data mart, in that project we have 3 stages. Still so many companies will use SAP HANA as one of the solution for the big data. What are those 3 stages in the project? Once HANA system is set up, once the HANA system is configured, once we created the tables in SAP HANA database, first stage is loading the data from different source system to SAP HANA. The client, they have very complex system landscape. They are using SAP HANA to manage all that big data, means they want to accommodate the data from different geographical locations, the data in different formats in different systems to SAP HANA to use a single point of access to entire enterprise data. Loading the data from different source system to SAP HANA is nothing but data provisioning. What is data provisioning in SAP HANA? Loading the data from different source system to SAP HANA. So in order to load the data from different source system to SAP HANA, what are the different data provisioning methods given by SAP? The different data provisioning methods given by SAP to load the data to SAP HANA is, first one, flat file upload method. If you look at this system landscape, now you can see there are the enterprise data resides in file systems, like in spreadsheets, in CSV files, in XML files. We can directly load the data from the file system to SAP HANA. Second one is ETL based approach. What is ETL based approach? The client is loading a data from a source system to SAP HANA, but the data in the source system is not in its original shape. Before loading the data to SAP HANA, we required complex data transformations to be performed, means cleansing the data, consolidating the data, massaging the data as per our reporting needs, as per our data storage needs in SAP HANA. When the data is not in its original shape, before loading the data to SAP HANA, if you need complex transformations to be performed, then SAP strongly recommends go for ETL based approach. In ETL based approach, the certified ETL tool to load the data to SAP HANA is Business Object Data Services. This is the source. This is SAP HANA. So the data in the source system is not in its original shape. Before loading the data to SAP HANA, let's say we need complex transformations to be performed. In that case, what is the best method to load the data? ETL based approach. Extract, transform, and load. So what is the certified ETL tool supported by HANA? BODS 4.0, 4.1 and 4.2. So Business Object Data Services is a very powerful ETL tool like Informatica, Data Stage, Ab Initio, Cognos Decision Tree, but this is a tool from vendor SAP. And nowadays Informatica also supporting. But the clients will use, 99% of the clients are using Business Object Data Services only. Third is SLT. SLT stands for SAP Landscape Transformation. Now I will go back to this slide. Business users not only require the reports on historical data, the business users also require reports on real-time data. As I said, one of the biggest strengths of SAP HANA is real-time replication. Using SAP HANA and what are the real-time replication methods provided by SAP in SAP HANA, you can replicate the real-time data not only from SAP ERP, it's like SAP ECC, SAP CRM, you can replicate the real-time data from non-SAP source systems also, like non-SAP ERPs, Java applications, .NET applications. For real-time replication, SAP has given two methods. One is trigger-based replication, which is also known as SLT, and log-based replication, which is also known as Sybase replication methods. So these two are the real-time replication methods to replicate the real-time data from SAP and non-SAP source system to SAP HANA. Apart from these data provisioning methods, we have direct extractor connections, smart data access and all. But these are the main data provisioning methods. Give me 1 second, folks. Okay, now first we will learn SAP HANA as a data mart. In this course, first we will learn SAP HANA as a data mart, because SAP HANA is one of the big solution for the big data, and so many clients using SAP HANA as one of the big solution for the big data. So first we will start with HANA architecture, SAP HANA Studio, look and feel of SAP HANA Studio, introduction to SAP HANA and all, SAP HANA architecture in various perspectives. See, then we'll start data provisioning. Data provisioning using flat files, data provisioning using business object data services. In depth of business object data services we'll cover. How to use different types of transforms, okay? How to use different types of source systems to load the data to SAP HANA using business object data services. SAP, non-SAP. Then SLT, how to set up the SLT, how to configure the SLT. Then all the data provisioning methods first we will learn. Because whenever a client is implementing SAP HANA as a data mart, in that project, if you want to work in that project, the client will expect from the resource data provisioning skills. Because you are the responsible person to load the data from different source system to SAP HANA as per the client requirements. If the client requires real-time replication, you have to set up the real-time replication. If the client is using say ETL-based replication from some of the source system, you have to load the data using business object data services to HANA by achieving the complex ETL requirements. For that, you suppose know how to use the different types of transforms, how to write the scripts in BODS. All the concepts will be learning. Once the data has been loaded using different types of data provisioning methods, second stage in SAP HANA project is modeling. Modeling the data, SAP HANA Studio. There is a tool called SAP HANA Studio. Using that tool, we'll connect to SAP HANA database, and we design the tables, and the data has been loaded to those tables, or the real-time replication is going on. Using those tables, in order to facilitate our reporting requirements, we'll design the information models. We'll design the models. That comes under modeling. SAP HANA modeling. In modeling, we have attribute views, dimensions, analytical views, multidimensional objects in order to facilitate multidimensional reports, calculation views, and for so many scenarios, for finance, COPA, sales, inventory, we'll cover in depth of in modeling scenarios, how to design the complex information models, currency conversions, transporting the information models from one box to another box in the system landscape. So these are the topics that will be covered under modeling. So attribute views, analytical views, calculation views. Again, creating very complex information models for FI, COPA scenarios, all these are the topics. Once the modeling is done, what is the third stage in SAP HANA as a big data solution project, or SAP HANA as a data mart project is consuming those information models in SAP BOBA 4.0, 4.1 reporting tools. On top of SAP HANA, only certified reporting tools are SAP BOBA 4.0, BA 4.1, business objects reporting tools. Again, in business objects, we have a bunch of reporting tools. Web intelligence for ad hoc reporting, dashboard reports for reports with visualizations, crystal reports for highly formatted reports. These three reporting tools require the universe on top of SAP HANA, a semantic layer. So in the reporting, first we'll start learning HANA reporting layer. Okay, what is the business objects, BA 4.0, BA 4.1 architecture, designing the complex universes using information design tool on top of SAP HANA. Then once we design the universe, we'll see in depth of web report development on top of using the universe, dashboard design, report development, designing the dashboard reports on top of SAP HANA universes, designing the crystal reports using crystal reports for enterprise on top of HANA universes. Apart from this, other reporting tools does not require the universe on top of SAP HANA. They can directly connect to the information models, like business objects analysis, business object explorer, okay, crystal reports. Not only these tools, we will cover the latest tools like Business Object Design Studio as well as SAP Lumira. So in our course, first we will learn SAP HANA as data mart. Because what is the primary product strategy of SAP HANA? HANA is one of the solutions for the big data. Whenever a client is using SAP HANA as one of the solutions for the big data, in that project we have three stages. One is data provisioning. In order to work in that project, what type of skill set the resource supposed to have? What type of skill set the client will expect from the resource? Data provisioning skills, using business object data services, using SLT, using other data provisioning methods, modeling skills, in depth of modeling skills, in depth of reporting skills. Just I am showing some job requirements. Now, your client required a HANA developer. Okay. By seeing this requirement, you can easily understand what type of project the client is implementing, because HANA is very vast, HANA architecture. If a client is implementing HANA as a data mart, or HANA as one of the solutions for the big data, what type of skill set the client will expect from the resource? See here. SAP Data Services ETL development. When the client required business object data services, ETL development, because the client is using SAP HANA as a data mart. The client is using SAP HANA as one of the solution for the big data. So they have different source system and they are implementing SAP HANA as one of the solution for the big data. And there are some source system in the client landscape in which the data is not in its original shape. Before loading the data to SAP HANA, they require complex transformations to be performed. Data provisioning. Then HANA modeling. Because when the client is implementing SAP HANA as one of the solutions for the big data, once the data has been loaded to the tables using data services or SLT, what is the next stage in that project? We'll design the information models using a tool called SAP HANA Studio, which is a modeling tool. Not only a modeling tool, it also supports other functionalities like administration, okay, BW modeling. Then what is the third stage in that project? Development of reports on top of SAP HANA using SAP BOBA 4.0 and 4.1 reporting tools. On top of SAP HANA, only the certified reporting tools are SAP BOBA 4.0 and 4.1. SAP Business Object Universe design. Because 3 reporting tools in SAP HANA require the universe. Sorry, 3 reporting tools in SAP BOBA require the universe on top of SAP HANA. Web Intelligence, Dashboard Design, Crystal Reports. See, first we are going to learn designing the universes. SAP Information Design Tool, Web Intelligence, Dashboard Design. So this is a SAP HANA as a data mart project. So when a client is implementing SAP HANA as a data mart, clearly what type of skill set the client is expecting from the resource? Data provisioning, modeling, and reporting. When SAP released SAP HANA 1.0 Service Pack 3, the complete product strategy of HANA has been changed. How the product strategy of HANA has been changed? Up to support pack 2, HANA can be used as a data mart. These are the different source systems. We can load the data from different source system to SAP HANA. Data provisioning, using data services, SLT, modeling, reporting. But when SAP released SAP HANA 1.0 Service Pack 3, HANA can be used as a data mart and HANA can be used as the underlying database for BW. BW, Business Information Warehouse, is a data warehousing MOLAP application from SAP. Up to HANA 1.0 Service Pack 2, we cannot use HANA as underlying database for any application. But from Service Pack 3, HANA can be used as a data mart and HANA can be used as underlying database for BW. For that we require BW 7.3 with Service Pack 5 and HANA 1.0 Service Pack 3. So by using HANA as underlying database for BW, HANA accelerates the BW performance, reporting performance as well as ETL performance. After completion of HANA as a data mart, we'll start learning BW 7.4 powered by SAP. HANA optimized InfoCube, HANA optimized DSOs, data flows. Look at this job requirement. The client is using SAP HANA as a data mart and SAP HANA as an underlying database for BW. Now the client is expecting data provisioning, okay, modeling, reporting on top of SAP HANA, reporting using crystal reports, okay, they specify the reporting tools, and they're expecting SAP BW also, SAP BW with SAP HANA. Because the BW can be used as underlying database for BW. The BW can be used, HANA can be used as a underlying database for BW. So once we completed, okay, BW, HANA as underlying database for BW, then we'll move on to other tools, like, other areas of HANA. First one is user management, security, all these ones. So for every class we'll be having the assignments, and see, these are the projects we are going to complete as a part of this course. So once you enroll for the course, you will be given the blog access. This is called training blog. The training blog is nothing but Google Sites, because this is not a classroom environment, my friends. So we will be interacting on daily basis or weekly basis, so you can clarify your doubts with me, okay? Then how the complete training program is streamlined. The complete our online training program is streamlined using the Google blog, training blog. So in this training blog, so we have different tabs. Home. In home, just you can see the information about customer support, okay, all this basic information. Announcements. Suppose you want to post a question to the instructor. I'm working with this, okay, got stuck up somewhere, okay, Q&A, please shed some light on this. Now you see one student is posted. One video is not able to view. Can you course coordinator? For every course we have the course coordinator and technical support member who is going to support your sandbox issues. You can post your question. This complete blog is also maintained by a training coordinator. So you can post the question to the training coordinators, or you can post the question to the instructors also. Once you post any question here, everyone who are subscribed for this blog will get an email notification. For that we require your Gmail ID. So the instructor will get back to your question as soon as possible. See, course content. So just now I was going through the course content here. So you have a clear idea which topic the instructor is teaching, after this topic, which topic the instructor is going to start and all. See clearly. Every session will be recorded. Once the session is done, see 42 sessions. The session will be posted here. You can view this session a number of times. You will have this blog access for 6 months from the date of enroll. Training material. We'll post a lot of material. So you will post a lot of material, projects. See, only HANA reporting material, only SLT material, only BW 7.4 powered by SAP HANA material, only certification questions, data provisioning, only data provisioning material, using business object data services, using SLT, basics, hands-on exercises, HANA modeling material, practice exams, HANA projects. So as I said, okay, you have to work on some of the projects, some POC projects. So these are the projects. Complete project blueprints. Sample HANA resumes, and we'll provide the latest material support packet. This is support pack 7 blog. So we'll provide a lot of bonus videos from other instructors, assignments and case studies. So every assignment will be posted here. Not only end-to-end project we have to complete as a part of this course. If you look at this, we'll conduct the quizzes, practice certification exams. So we'll give the dump of all certification questions. If you read that one, you will get from those only all the certification questions. And after completion of each topic, we'll conduct one practice certification exam. See, that was the one I was showing. This is practice for BODS, ETL based approach. Now, what are the prerequisites for this course if you want to learn SAP HANA? Well, if you have any SAP knowledge before, like SAP BW, SAP BOBA, it's well and good, but though not mandatory. The prerequisites are, because we'll cover business object data services from the scratch. We'll cover SLT from the scratch, modeling from the starting, reporting from the starting, as if you are learning those new tools. The basic prerequisite is RDBMS concepts and basics of SQL. Now, coming to the career prospects. The big data is very growing technology in the market. Big data has got a lot of demand. So today's the big data, the total value of the big data is $24 billion. So very good scope. This is the right time to change your career to big data side. Now you guys can, if you have any questions, please raise your hand so that we can discuss your questions. Abhay, Krishna, Prashanta. There is a raise a hand option in GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar. Hello, can you guys hear me? Or you can type your question in the chat window also. There is a chat window. Okay, you can type your questions in the chat window also. Abhay, any questions from your side? I unmuted you. Krishna, any questions from your side?
Yes.
Yes.
Just now I pasted a question here.
Yeah, HANA can be used as a data mart. How it is different from BW?
I mean,
Sorry?
normally,
Yeah, go ahead.
normally we hear data marts in BW perspective, aggregation, data marts, PSES. This we hear in BW architecture. I mean, I'm not speaking about SAP HANA architecture. How the HANA data marts are different from BW data marts?
Yeah, there is no difference. Almost same. Here also we have the InfoCube concept. There also we have the InfoCube concept. So there are two options with the clients. Suppose when a client is implementing a rollup application. What is rollup application? Relational online analytical processing. Relational online analytical processing. So in the rollup application, the client will take a database, any RDBMS. Here they will design their data marts, okay, star schemas, extended star, okay, snowflake schemas, fact tables, dimension tables. Then they will load the data from different source system to this, okay, data marts using ETL tools like Informatica, Data Stage, business object data services. Then we can use the reporting tools to generate the reports. So if you are using here SAP HANA, this is SAP HANA as a data mart. Okay. Now there are some MOLAP applications. This is a ROLAP application. There are some MOLAP applications like SAP BW. Okay, Hyperion. What is a MOLAP application? Is a application is provided on top of this database. We have application layer and database layer. Here we can use not only SAP HANA, any traditional database. So this application sits on top of this database. The advantage is this application comes along with various types of tools to design your data marts, to design your other models for automation of the data load. And BW comes with concept of business content, which gives you pre-delivered objects so that you can activate those objects, you can enhance those objects in order to speed up your data warehousing implementation. So whenever you are creating a object in BW, behind the scene, whatever the underlying database you are using, in that underlying database it is going to create corresponding tables. But we don't load the data directly to database. We load the data to the application layer. So when we are loading the data to corresponding object in the application layer, the data will come and sit on top of this database. Now some companies will prefer to use SAP HANA as a data mart, and some companies, they don't use SAP HANA as a data mart, they will use SAP BW, but HANA as underlying database for BW. In that case, how HANA is useful using HANA as underlying database for BW is, HANA will accelerate the BW performance, not only in reporting perspective, in modeling perspective also. As far as the data mart is concerned, the concept is same. Dimension we have fact table, dimension table, star schema concept, snowflake schema concept, story changing dimensions, all the concept is same. Now here the difference is how the client, what type of data warehousing application the client is implementing. It's a ROLAP application or MOLAP application. In ROLAP application, just we'll use the database. In the database directly we will create the data marts. We'll use a ETL tool to load the data. Then we'll use the reporting tools like Cognos for the report generation. In a MOLAP application, the client will purchase a MOLAP application from a vendor like SAP BW, from a vendor like Oracle, or from a vendor like Microsoft BI. They will install this application on top of a database, and we have more flexibilities, more user friendliness using this MOLAP application. So whenever you are creating these objects, behind the scene, corresponding objects will be created, corresponding database tables will be created in this underlying database. So basically, when you are using BW, HANA's underlying database for BW are in prospect of MOLAP application, and if you are using only without using BW, HANA as a data mart, the data marts concepts are the same. So what is data mart? We'll store the data, we'll design a model to facilitate our reporting requirements. Any other questions, folks?
Hello.
Yes, Krishna. Yes.
Yeah. As a basis administrator, what are all the roles and responsibilities as far as HANA is concerned for basis admin person?
Very good question. So there are different types of roles in SAP HANA. For example, I was showing a role, a HANA developer, right? So a HANA with BW consultant. In the same way, we have the role of HANA administrator or HANA DBA. Let me show you. Now if you take Oracle database, in Oracle we have Oracle developer, Oracle consultant, and Oracle DBS. So as a part of HANA administrator or HANA DBA, so your role and responsibilities includes complete setting of HANA landscape and installation, configuration of SAP HANA landscape, and user management, security, backup and recovery. All these are the roles of your HANA administrator. See, this is HANA admin position. work with to manage the maintain complete setting from setting of HANA landscape, development, production, QA environments, okay, configuration, okay, configuration with other tools, configuration with ETL tools, configuration with reporting tools, HANA administration including day-to-day activities, user management, security, and backup and recovery. Support add-on installation and additional support. So there is a tool called DBA Cockpit. So okay, Solution Manager DBA Cockpit. Using the tool, okay, you're supposed to monitor all. Performance analysis on HANA. System using SQL plan cache. Okay, delta merge analysis. Like any other DBAs. Okay, how you are going to take care of the DBA's activities. Here also we have HANA DBA activities. Those are HANA administrators, or we will call them as HANA admin people. But this is a separate course. So whatever the course I am teaching here, that covers strictly, these are the course contents. So if you want to attend HANA administration course separate, if you want to go to HANA admin site, you have to attend the separate course. So we do also provide HANA admin course, but I am not a HANA administrator. I am not the instructor for that course. Okay, someone else is the instructor. They will teach you HANA. Yeah, yes, Krishna. Any other questions, folks? Yes, Krishna.
Yeah, when we see performance issues in HANA database or in HANA application, I mean, how do we resolve the performance issues? Could you let us know one case? Any
Okay,
performance?
there are different types of performance issues. Like SAP HANA provides different types of caches. Okay, SQL caches. Okay, different types of monitor tools. Okay, suppose if a user is running very expensive statements, how to figure it out? It comes along because as I told you, I don't have the system access today. Otherwise, I would have shown by logging the systems. So there are so many monitoring tools, so many caches provided by SAP and DBA cockpit tools provided by SAP. By using all these tools, okay, starting from a basic object table, okay, on top of table, how to generate the runtime analysis. Okay, what are the performance issues? What are the what are the expensive statements running on that table? Everything we can figure it out. In fact, there is a server called, the name of the server is statistics server. What is statistics server does in SAP HANA is one of the service. It collects all the information about SAP HANA. So it generates some of the log files, TRC files. You can go to those tables, you can figure it out how it's running. Any other questions, folks? Okay. So if you guys want to talk to me one-on-one basis, okay, you can call Aarti, our course coordinator, and you can have a conference call with me to talk more about one-on-one and career guidance, and if you require any type of counseling. Yeah, that's all for the day, folks. Thank you for attending this session. I appreciate everyone's time, and have a wonderful weekend.